tell you what changed my mind. This was like 2 years ago. My cousin was like, she was off of work and I had a photo shoot, a branding photo shoot. She was like, I'll come help you out. I'm like, okay, I don't know what I need help with because I'm used to doing everything myself. When I tell you this girl put lotion on my legs, changed my life. I said, would you like to be my assistant? I offer her a job on the spot. Hey, if somebody go put lotion on my legs and I ain't got to do it, girl, that's a different type of energy, girl, okay?
It's almost as if it's your wedding day all over again. Welcome to Fellowship, guys. It's your girl, Rece. And yeah. No, but we are here. This is the second episode. I'm super, super excited, especially about this guest that's coming here. First of all, I'm good and fed. Y'all know y'all only come to the Fellowship House. You come hungry. You gotta leave full. But the food was sponsored today by SRC Kitchen. 100%. Oh, by the way, are you a chef? Are you a caterer? Are you an upcoming chef? I don't know what your situation is, but if you would like to bring out a pan, a dish, something to just bring to the Fellowship House, we will eat. But first, we're gonna do that taste test first, because I don't want you getting my guests sick now. Please don't do that. Don't get my guests sick. But without further ado, first of all, this person is just an amazing, just a breath of fresh air. I absolutely love this person. I met her in college. First of all, I gotta come proper with the introduction because it's something about certain people in your life that they need an introduction. They just need one. I get interesting people of tomorrow that sit on this couch, and I'm just so blessed to be in their presence. I'm definitely very honored. But with this particular person, she just does it all. And I don't know. I just, it's just so much to say about her. I'm just excited. Anyway, she is a makeup artist. Susie Bougie, to be exact. Susie Bougie. A salespreneur coming from the corporate side into her own platform. She is a marketing and content genius. If you have never seen her content on the internet and not laughed, you have no sense of humor. A formidable force in coaching. Like, she's just, the way that she coaches is like on another level. You have to, like, if you don't have a notebook out when she's talking, that's your business. Anywho, I'm sure I'm missing something else. I know she is also a wife. She's a whole mom of 2 little delicious babies.
Not delicious.
Little delicious chocolate babies. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Zakiya Gradney.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you fed?
I am fed, girl.
Listen, that's the whole point.
Yes.
You gotta come hungry, but you're gonna leave full, not just physically.
Ooh.
Come on.
You better talk to the people.
Come on, I gotta talk to the people. First of all, I like this, your makeup is sitting.
Is it giving?
It's
giving.
It's
Thank
sitting.
you,
I like this red. I'm just excited, honey. I'm just excited. Like, first of all, so what I like to do in the beginning is I like to not only introduce my guests, but I want my guests to kind of talk about who they are. This is unscripted.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't this is, I'm not telling you what to say. We're just gonna let that conversation flow. You're a coach. You know how this goes.
Yeah.
But I want people to know, who is the Trendy Sales Guru? Who is Zakiya Gradney?
Man.
What about sales just gives her that kick to just go and help other people be great? Please, who are you? What's going on here?
All right, so let's start, you know what I'm saying, back in the 90s. So my name is Zakiya Gradney. I am a sales coach, sales strategist, but also I like to help empower people in general to just live in their purpose. I think a lot of times we discount who we really are on the inside, who God made us to be.
100%.
And we are so afraid of our actual full potential that we never reach it. We never try for it. So a lot of people think of me as like a motivational type person, but I don't put myself out there as a motivational speaker or anything like that. I just pour from my heart. And if me living out my life and my purpose gives you permission to live out in your life and your purpose, then I've done all the great works that God asked me to do.
Period.
So that's why I'm here. And I do that through makeup. I do that through sales strategy. And I do that just by existing. Okay. So I had a really hard time when God told me that I need to be teaching entrepreneurs how to sell in their business, because I'm like, I'm a makeup artist. Like, people online know me as a makeup artist. They don't know me as a sales strategist. People in corporate America know me as a salesperson. But bringing that to online, like, how does that coincide? And I realized the connecting piece. When I'm doing people's makeup, I'm empowering them to live in the best version of themselves. Every time I do your makeup, you feel transformed. You feel like a new person. You feel like you can go slay the day, baby, okay? When I do sales coaching and sales strategy, I'm teaching business owners the true value behind their business so that they know how to make more money in their business and they're not afraid to show up in their business and not afraid to put it out there. So in essence, I like to call myself the confidence doula because I birth confidence. Y'all see how the words come out? So yeah, I like to call myself the confidence doula because I birth confidence in people. I give you permission to have the audacity to live your best life and do what you was put here to do. Period.
My good. First of all, my God, it's the confidence confidence doula.
Confidence doula. Let's put it on a t-shirt.
We need to put that on a t-shirt. Yeah. We need to put that on. That needs to be a whole meme too. Because what? So you came from the corporate space. I feel like what people don't understand is that that's two different arenas, I would say. Corporate sales and then entrepreneurship sales. What would you say? Because I mean, one thing I know about, I've been in corporate America like 10 plus years. What I do know is nothing is wasted.
Listen.
So what would you say you took from corporate sales into the space that you're working in right now?
So what I took from corporate sales is the systems and technology that they use to make you close deals faster and make business move properly. So entrepreneurs are constantly working very hard to try to make more money. But in corporate America, they have technology and systems to help the people make more money faster, right? So I took what we used in corporate America, technology and all that, and introduced it to the entrepreneur space and I teach business owners how to implement strategies so that you're not constantly working in the business. You can work on the business so you can make more money. So automations, like, stop doing all this manual labor. It's easier to 10x than it is to 2x, right?
So that's a project manager. We're used to manual labor.
And manual labor is what keeps you in the rat race, right? Yeah. So we got to get out of the rat race and we're trying to actually make money. Automate. Find ways to automate. So that's what I help you do. I find ways where we can take some of the manual processes out, automate that so it's a well-oiled machine and it just keeps flowing. And you look professional while you do it.
So it's not like you're pretty much trying to cut time in half.
Yeah.
We're trying to cut, because you said something very important, automation. You know, and I think that which we'll definitely go into is like, I feel like with business owners, you know, it's transitioning from corporate to business. So like in the corporate space, the work is already there for you. Yeah. They're just telling you to pretty much push the button.
Right.
And do it right. Versus when you're transitioning into entrepreneur sales, you're the one that's automating, you're creating the CRM system yourself. You're creating all the numbers. You're just doing everything yourself. I think that business owners, we are afraid to step into different avenues.
Yeah.
And we're afraid to test automation. We always are quick to be like, oh, we want to be able to sit on the beach and wake up and make money in our sleep. But 9 times out of 10, we're bringing our laptop to work. On vacation. We are always checking our phones to see, oh man, did I sell this or whatever? And I'm like, if you actually have a good automation, a digital system, you won't have to do any of that stuff. You won't have that. I mean, look at drop shipping.
Yeah.
Nobody cares to go to the post office. I mean, there's a lot of entrepreneurs do it, but like a lot of people don't want to go to the post office. People just want to be able to, oh wait, hey, we're connected to this, we're connected to Amazon. Boom, they can send it for us.
Yep.
But I feel like getting into an automation space is harder than what it like. I think it's easier said than done.
It's always easier said than done. And that's what I found is that entrepreneurs have this like closeness to their business. And I get it. I'm an entrepreneur too. You don't want anything to like mess up.
It's your baby.
It's your baby. And then it reflects badly on you if it messes up, right? So instead of taking the time to actually test out the systems, use it, do the hard work on the back end, you do all the hard work throughout the whole time and hope that it gets easier, but it never will. One of the things that I realize is that business owners have a hard time implementing. And implementation is where the money is. So if you can't implement quickly, you will not make the money that you want to make. So I do a done for you service because I know you're not going to implement. I know business owners that sign up for HubSpot, they'll buy ConvertKit, they'll pay for all these different systems and never actually use it, but it keep hitting their account.
Every month.
And
it's you like going to the gym. Yeah. We buy a gym membership and we don't go.
If somebody can move my legs for me, baby, I will pay you to work my body out for me so I ain't got to do it. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
But we are not going to implement because we have so many tabs open in our brain. We can't even get to the point of implementation. So I implement for you because that is where the missing piece is the implementation. I can give you the strategy all day long, but if you're just going to listen to me, what's the point?
We were just talking about execution. The thing with sales that is like the trickiest thing, at least even for me as well, even being an entrepreneur for as long as I have, is the execution part.
Yeah.
Because you have so many ideas on how you want to pretty much, I mean, I know for me, and I don't know how you plan out your business, but I plan it out based on my dreams. Like I ideally would like to be somewhere where it can just be automated, but it's the execution piece of, okay, well, if I go this route, is it going to mess this thing up over here? Because it's kind of like a, how can I put it? It's like a if then.
Yeah.
It's conditional, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of like, the sales process for me is so hard to like, the execution piece is it's just so difficult. I don't know. But so let's talk about the sales process then. Like, if you are starting off as a business owner, or if you are a seasoned business owner like we are, what would you say is the best place to start though? When it comes to
best place to start, you meet your people where they are. You first need to understand who you serve. Like, who does your business serve? If you don't know that, then you can't strategize anything, right? So I'm talking about knowing them down to like giving them a name. Like, I know Sarah, if I see Sarah down the street, Sarah done been in her business for 5 years. Her business was working really well at one point because everybody was referring her. Now all of a sudden business has dried up because she doesn't have any systems in place to properly do her marketing. Also, she don't like social media. She don't like getting on there. She don't like putting out videos. She has imposter syndrome, so she's not actively talking about her business, and she feels stuck. She quit her job to become an entrepreneur, and now she's like, baby, I need to go back to work because this not making me any money, right? Sarah needs me because I can help Sarah get all the ideas that are in her head, put it on paper, prioritize them, and automate them.
Wow. Okay, you just built a whole CRM system in your head right now. That's so crazy. With one person, that's crazy.
You have to have your ideal client. That is the first step. And a lot of business owners think they know, but they'll tell me, oh yeah, they're 17 years old, they're Black, and they give me demographics.
That's not enough. We don't need demographics. We don't need that. That doesn't draw data either.
It's 7 p.m. What is Sarah doing right now at 7 p.m.? If you can't tell me what Sarah doing right now at 7 p.m., you don't know who
your client.
You have to know them down to the science. Like,
I mean, and demographics, it does build data.
It does.
But I feel like that is literally the little piece. That's the little piece. Like, okay, I think about like people like Shein, Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works. They just they go based off of what you ordered. A lot of times it's based off of what you order. Oh, we saw that you bought this cinnamon flavored candle. Well, guess what's coming up this season?
You'll love this.
And I'm just like, how are they even able to automate? But I think, because it's kind of like when I think about email marketing. So we use a system for SRC Kitchen. We use MailChimp. So my email marketing guy, he goes ahead and links all based off of what you chose on the pop-up kitchen forms or any forms on our site. That's how he makes the if-then statements. And so based on those statements, that's what they're going to get that email in response. And I'm like, yo, I have closed deals on that kind of stuff. I have closed deals on that kind of stuff. So I do agree with you on that. It's just, I think, and that's another piece, email marketing, child. That's another form of sales that people don't talk. So that's the thing. So Kia, like sales is so general and broad.
Yeah.
Like it's so vague. Oh, well, are your sales up? That's only people only like I think connect sales to money.
Yep.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But it's just like, is there anything outside of money? Would you say the marketing?
Absolutely.
As
so
well.
Marketing and sales are two different things, but they need each other, right? So if you think of it on like a large scale, marketing is one-to-many communication. I'm talking to a whole room of people. I'm marketing to y'all. I've given my idea to y'all. I've pitched this thing like, wouldn't it be great if you could have? That's marketing. But then you say, that would actually be great. How do I get it? Now I'm talking to you. Okay, so here's what you need to do first. This is what you're going to feel like afterwards. And then once you get it, this is going to change your life. This is going to happen, right? So I'm walking you through this journey. And then you're like, now I want to give you my money. Boom, I close the deal. So marketing is one-to-many. Sales is one-to-one communication. Now where email marketing comes in is like, if you're on social media, right? You're marketing one-to-many. I'm giving my offer to the world. Whoever decides to bite clicks on my lead magnet, gives me their information. Now I'm doing one-to-one. That's sales.
That's a part of the funnel?
That's a part of the funnel. Okay. That's email marketing. So now you say you want to opt into this thing because you're interested in learning more. Great. Now I'm going to talk to you one-on-one. Or so you think. So you opt in. Now you're going to get an automatic email from me. And it's going to sound like I said it to you. Clarice, thank you for reaching out to me, girl. Let's talk. Automation. But it feels like I'm talking to you right now, right? So I send you this email and now I'll walk you through a nurture journey.
Yeah.
So I'm nurturing you. I'm talking to you about all the problems you're probably facing. And here are the solutions. Now this is why I'm the person to solve that problem. Then you give me your money. Now I close the deal, right? So it's a journey. Sales is not just, did you make the money? It's a process. It's taking your client from not aware to wanting to fix the problem, to fixing the problem and giving you the money.
So first of all, I heard three things because you're pretty much there's problems and then you're giving solutions. You're providing solutions. That's why you're able to do what you do.
Yeah.
And another thing that I heard too is that there's a process.
Yep.
Because the thing is, at least the challenges that I'm seeing with my clients, especially with coaching. See, I and we'll get into that. When I'm talking to some of my clients, they're telling me, "Oh, well, Rece, am I going to make money from it though?" And I'm like, you don't even have a website. You don't even have a landing page. How are people going to buy your stuff?
Right.
You don't, at least if you even have like a link, no one's taking cash in hand anymore. Like, I'm so sorry to tell you. I mean, maybe some hairstylists are, but I'm just saying, if you want to have a digital business, like an e-commerce, nobody's taking it. It's called e-commerce for a reason.
You have to be
online. What I'm realizing too is that people don't realize that people don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
And because what you just said right now is literally work. It's going to require you to be able to go through every part of that funnel. And so when you think about the funnel, do you think that can you skip a step, or there's like no steps that you can actually skip?
So you can't skip a step. The prospect can skip a step. It's not on you to skip a step. A prospect can literally go from being aware and walk themselves through a journey mentally and say, I want to buy this. And they don't even have to be nurtured. So they can skip the steps, but that's not on you to do.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense because I was reading that it takes a client on average 12 times
girl
to come to your site and actually buy.
Girl. So like, now imagine how business owners are on social media and they're like, oh, well, I post all the time and nobody, girl, you posted one time and you thought that everybody was going to flock from that one post. You're going to have to keep posting and find new ways to say the same thing over and over again because they're not going to get caught by that one thing. And here's the thing, people rely too much on social media. Like, oh my God. That's the first step, right? You put it out there. Give them a reason to go to your website. Give them a reason to get off of Instagram to go to your website so you can capture their information. That's where the process starts.
But I mean, think about COVID. We couldn't go nowhere.
Couldn't go nowhere.
We can get on the internet though. So you have to understand that piece of going through that funnel, nobody's thinking about that. You know what? People are just posting stuff on Instagram because at the time, I mean, there was nothing else that we can do. So like, of course, people are going to forget all that process, or they're not even thinking about that.
They weren't
They're
thinking
like, oh, well, people can buy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like, I think that's just a struggle for those that want to actually like become a successful business, is knowing that there's work to be done. And social media is, yes, I thank God for social media when it's used properly,
right.
But I also think that people are not realizing that there's more to your business than social media.
Yes.
Like, I have clients that have never heard of email marketing. I have clients that don't even use their mouth to tell people about what they do.
Isn't it crazy?
And yet they're like, oh, I keep posting. I posted 5 times a day. And I'm like, well, one, this content is trash. I hate to, yes, there's a such thing as your content being trash. Your content will be trash. Like, your content is trash and you're not even taking the time out to first. You don't even know your niche.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're selling.
Yeah.
You're telling me a bunch of stuff. Like, first of all, there's like 10 things in one video. I don't even know what's going on. But, I just find that interesting that social media is literally people's only selling point. You've heard about a USP, a unique selling point.
Yeah.
So like when I ask people that in coaching calls, I'm like, hey, have you ever heard of a USP? I'm like, so your unique selling point. And they're like, Instagram, TikTok. That's how my video went viral. Okay, yeah, I'm glad you got one viral video, but there's so many influencers, there's so many people on the internet that will tell you they've gone viral and they made no money from it. They got numbers. Their data's doing well, their analytics is great, but they made no money from it. Because people are like, oh, this was funny. Oh, this was great. Save. But I also think that when people are going viral, they don't realize that they have a niche.
Yeah.
They don't study their content enough. Because I tell my clients that all the time. You're talking about, okay, Instagram is my best selling point. Well, how is that when you said that you haven't sold anything this month? You didn't sell anything this month. So if you didn't sell anything this month, are you studying your content? Do you actually know what you do? Before you go and try to convince somebody else to buy your stuff, go study your own content.
Yeah.
So like, I guess for me, so what do you feel like especially when it comes to sales? If I am literally a newbie at sales and I'm just like, look, if I'm a newbie to sales and you're like, okay, well, what are you selling? Kind of what are you asking before I actually dive into doing the work? Because yes, doing a sales process is work, but like, where do I begin?
Yeah. So on my coaching calls, before you even pay me to become a client, we go through an hour-long session. I find out who your target audience is, and then I make you sit down and identify all the problems that client is facing. So one, you need to understand who they are. The second thing, you need to figure out what keeps them up at night. If it's nothing keeping them up at night, then what are you here for? Like, why do they want to listen to you? What problem are you solving for them?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Do you think that's something do you still need to know that when you're building a startup?
But yeah, absolutely. Because who are you pitching it to? Like, your business should be based around solving a problem.
Yes.
It has to be based around solving a problem. And it can be something as small as, like, for instance, you have your YouTube show, right? You're solving a problem for someone because you're educating them on topics that they didn't already know. So while they may not be the person that consumes every single video that you have, one of the titles may be exactly what they were looking for, exactly the answer to what was keeping them up at night, right? So you're solving a problem for somebody. So you have to create your business around solving a problem for somebody. Businesses typically start because it's passion, right? I'm really passionate in this. Or I want to make a lot of money doing this. I heard you can. But you got to figure out what problem that solves. So we find that out, and then we do the differentiator. So it's basically a USP. What makes you different from everybody else that's doing the same thing?
Yeah.
If you can't tell me that, then why would they choose you over anybody else?
So with my clients, I'm so glad that you brought up solving a problem. I'm always asking, well, what you do, does it solve a problem? Like, if I'm like, man, I can't think of no other way. Do you have wisdom for me? Because like I tell my clients all the time, like, people gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
People gonna pay for what they don't know.
Exactly.
I know I've wasted money on stuff that I didn't. I've wasted money on stuff that I did not know and I did not use. But it's the fact that I can always have it at the back of my head, like, oh, you know what? I can always go back in the archive. I have all this stuff up. So like, when it comes to even just figuring out what makes you unique, like, there's a piece where you're telling them, okay, who their ideal client is, but like, how do you actually find out what makes you unique in your business that sets you apart? How do you actually find that out? Like,
sometimes it has to be something that you create. Maybe it's something that you do differently than everybody else, but sometimes it could be what your past clients have said about you. The reason that they bought from you and not everybody else, right? So I'm a makeup artist. Makeup artists are like, It's 1 million of them in Houston. There's 1 million makeup artists in Houston.
Jesus.
Why would they book with Susie Bougie when they can just pay $50?
This person over here.
Yeah, baby. And
because you got those
and you still gotta go to house.
artists.
I ain't gonna talk about it. Okay, but the thing that makes me different is, one, I travel to you, and two, I make you feel like this is all about you. You are going to look and feel like the best version of yourself when I finish with your makeup. And I affirm my clients the entire time. My clients will tell you every time I sit down, I'm picking out features, bare face. I'm like, oh my God, your brows are so fire. Like, are those natural? I ain't gassing you. I'm really taking inventory of your face because I'm the one that has to map it out, right? So I'm picking out the features that I really love so that I can highlight it, but I'm telling you what I love about it. So now you have a newfound confidence in yourself about stuff you didn't even know you look good, right? Makeup artist not really doing that. They come in, they doing your makeup. They gonna kiki with you, whatever, you know. I'm gonna do that too, but I'm gonna affirm you along the way. So when you finish and you look in the mirror, you like, dang, like, I look good. But you look like how everybody already sees you. I just highlighted it for you.
It's interesting because I feel like even with makeup, I don't think that a lot of makeup artists really understand how much of a blessing that is to actually, like, first of all, I'm sitting in your chair because I really think you're good at what you do, but you are affirming me the whole time. That's another selling point as well. You are actually having a conversation with me. You're pretty much fellowshipping with me. Like, you know, we've all come across makeup artists. I mean, I haven't really came across a lot of makeup artists, but like there's been, at least from hearing what other people say, but like you come across artists who like they just had a bad day.
Yeah.
Huge chip on their shoulder. And for them, it's just literally just a post and they get likes and they get a DM. You know, I think that even those makeup artists that have 100-some thousand followers, their goal, because they've already hit, they already feel like, okay, I've got over 50,000 followers. Why do I need to go this far? Why do I need to go further than that? The proof is in the pudding. I have a whole clientele. I have a portfolio. That's fine, but you're nasty.
If your business is built around you just making money,
it's built around you. It's not even built around them.
My business is built around the other person. How can I serve you
better?
It's a
self-serving business. Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. It's a serving business.
In the process, I make money from it, but I want to help you. And if I don't feel good about doing your makeup that day, you're not going to feel good about me being there, right? So it can't be about me, because if it's about me, my mood is always going to dictate the mood in the room.
I mean, I feel like that's with any business.
With any business,
that's
right?
with any business.
You always have to have the other person in mind.
Exactly. I mean, I catered for 8.5 years. I was a athlete chef. I cooked for other people in their homes, and I was blessed with a lot of opportunities over the years. And let me tell you, you have to serve.
Yeah. You know what's okay. So you cook for athletes. I've been following you for years. That is not something that you highlighted at all, but you were booked, right?
All the time.
That goes to show y'all that y'all don't need social media to make money.
Listen, let me tell you something. So when I hear that from clients that if I don't post, nobody's gonna buy, I'm like, that means that you only have this avenue.
Yes,
there's a problem somewhere.
Right.
There's some gaps there that we have to fill. Because why don't you know how to do that? You're over here telling me that you want to talk to partners and investors. Where's your portfolio? You don't even have a portfolio. So, and like, you talking about you want to talk to brands and do endorsements and have all these other things. Okay, that's fine. But like, where is your portfolio?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I think, but you know what? It just shows you how much people limit who they are.
Yeah.
People even over the years, I'm like, man, I could have did more than that.
Yes.
Like whenever I reflect back, I'm always like, I could have did more than that. Like, I mean, of course, I tell people all the time, like, always have this portfolio with you. And I don't mean pictures. I mean, I literally want to know your executive summary. I want you to give me literally a brand identity. I want to know about your brand, because guess what? This partner over here could be like, hey, I actually want to work with you. And they're like, oh, well, here's the credentials. Boom. There's a book right there. Even if they never open it, it's the point that you literally look different from other people that they've worked with.
Yeah.
Because you have something for them to look at. Okay, well, we know the expectations. So it's just very interesting to me how like people literally limit themselves on Instagram and TikTok. You know, oh, well, I mean, because nowadays you can go viral for anything. You can dancing, cooking. people do stupid stuff all the time on the internet, and they're making money.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we've gotten to the place where we are purposely limiting ourselves unknowingly.
Yeah.
My mercy is that people are unknowingly doing it. They don't know what they don't know. And that's why, my friend, it's important to get coached.
Hey.
It is important to get coached. Coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have two different coaches, because you do sales, I'm a project manager.
Yeah.
That's what I do. So when I'm coaching, I'm helping you build a foundation before you build the house.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a business owner's mind, we need to make money.
Yep.
That's not the first step.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who I was watching. It was one of my friends. She was saying that her only way of compensating herself was exposure. She was like, I would prefer exposure first because I don't know anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I can respect that. And she didn't make no money that first year. I mean, she's doing very well now. But like that first year, she was like, I didn't make any money because I was literally seeking exposure. I didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
So like, when it comes to coaching, what type of interest, I guess, what is your coaching, what does your coaching sessions look like?
Yeah, so I have a framework that I use, and I use the same framework on every client, but every conversation is not the same. So it's all based off of need. I don't take startups as clients because you're in a different arena. You're going to have to figure some stuff out before you get to me. But in my coaching sessions, it's all about asking you questions because you already know the answers. I need to hear you say the answers because once you say it, you know it came from you and not me. So I let you say the answers and then I put the strategy in place and tell you what you prioritize first. You need to do this first, then do this. This is going to give you this result. I give you the data and how to get there, but you are actually coming up with the answers.
So that's really good that you said that. And you would be surprised. I don't know if you get this with your clients, but girl, they don't be knowing the answers. Like, I will ask them questions. I'm like, tell me about this. Oh, well, I mean, I cook. I mean, I clean. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I know that. That's why you came to me. But like, I will say this. I think a lot of times people don't know what they're signing up for.
Right.
They just know they want to be coached.
So listen, and this is why this is so important. Whether you're a coach, it doesn't matter what your business is. I believe that you should use social media as a landing page. Your social media should only when they come to your social media, it should only enhance what you've already verbally told them. They're just going there to get confirmation that you actually know what you're talking about, right?
Yep.
So if you go on my Trendy Sales Guru page, you're going to get educated. I'm going to give you free game.
100%.
So you know that I know what I'm talking about, right? I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to learn in the coaching program. Now, could you take bits and pieces of that and start the work right now? Absolutely. And I want you to. Because when you come to me, I want you to already be prepped and primed and know like, all right, I've already worked through this in my head. Like, this is the direction I want to go in. I just don't know how to get there. Prime example, I had a hairstylist come to me and she was like, girl, I want to get from behind the chair and I want to start educating my clients on how to take care of their hair. Boom. So now we have a direction. How are we going to strategize getting her from behind the chair and position her to be an educator? You have to start posting educational content online. Teach the people so that when they come to your page, they know exactly what you are and what you do.
So you mean I can't just create a book seat and just tell people to book my class? I don't even know if you actually have a class.
Know
I want to see what you do. If you can just even tell me how to like re-sew like a track, if you can at least show me how to like re-glue it, something.
I have to know what you know.
I like people are visual.
Yes.
People are so visual. The reason why I was getting booked as a chef is because people saw food.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how other way, like when I get that question, oh, well, how do I do that? Well, let me see your Instagram. Well, let me see your portfolio. Let me see something.
That's so wild to me that they wouldn't automatically do that.
I didn't really have any like stuff. And I'm like, to me, it's common sense, but it's not common sense, like to some people, because they truly believe like, well, I mean, I already have a clientele. I'm a makeup artist.
It's a mindset thing too, because a lot of people will say, well, I would have to cook meals to get content to take pictures of. That's wasting food. No, that's an investment, boo.
Oh my God.
Do you know how many free faces I did? I used to do a thing where, so my thing is always constantly be in motion. If I have a week where I'm not booked, I'm still doing faces. Hey mama, come over to my house real quick. Let me do your makeup. Because I need content to post. But that motion of me actually doing it and putting in the work, I'm finna keep getting booked.
But that you see, that's the thing about it is it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. You talking about free faces. There's been many times me and my husband have done like just plates. We're just making plates. And we're like, all right, we're gonna give it to the homeless. It is an investment.
It's an investment.
You have to, in order to make money, you have to spend money.
You have to spend.
That's just what it is. You ain't got to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of cases. Be resourceful. And the thing about it is people don't know that they have resources.
Yeah.
Like I was just explaining to a client last week on our call, and I was like, okay, so you're working with a chef. You want to, you're cleaning her place. I'm like, you told me, I was like, didn't you tell me you want to do commercial cleaning? You need to find out what commercial kitchen she's cooking at. And she's like, oh, I didn't know if I'm like, no. You need to find that out because that's still commercial. Because one, now you're able to get into the network of chefs. Because I was like, let me tell you, the chef network is huge in Houston.
They all know each other.
It is huge. They all know each other and they are not cooking at their homes anymore. They're going to a commercial kitchen. These cloud kitchens, there's so many of them in there. You don't want to, if they don't want to clean it, trust me, they don't have time. You know why? Because they're pushing food out. They're pushing food out. And it could be that you're actually cheaper. It's cost efficient for them. Why? Because they're saving time. And she was just like blown away. And I'm just like, oh, to me, this is, I guess I'm in the mind of a chef. I hated the cleaning process.
Yeah.
If I had a professional cleaner with me when I was cooking all the time, girl, I wouldn't have to use my mom.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have to use my sister. I wouldn't have to clean.
You get in, you get out.
Get in and get out. And it's the best thing ever. But I think it's that mindset, having people realize that you have more to give than you actually do.
Yeah.
Than you actually think. So I don't know. I feel like we're still similar when it comes to coaching because I have a certain framework as well. So I'm studying your business. Like I do a whole website analysis. Like I will take your website and like literally break it apart. And I will give you every like flaw, everything that I saw on the website that I was like, hey, this isn't it. Even from the color. Like I don't care nothing about your logo. If that's a family heirloom, whatever. Do whatever you got to do. I don't care. But like for me, I want to make sure that you're marketable. I want you to I want that website to speak for itself. I'm not telling you to have your website to have all the bells and whistles, but all the important things that you said was your niche, it needs to be on that website. And there needs to be a lot of call to actions. How do you feel about call to actions? And like, how do you feel about, I guess, what is your thoughts on websites when it comes to the sales process? Because for me, I'm not asking you to have multi pages, but at least have a landing page for people to go to.
Yeah. So if you don't have a full website, at least having a lead magnet, a landing page, some way that they can reach you or find more information, you have to have that at least. Because if you are on social media and you're posting all this content, great. Now, how do I buy? I DM you? Oh, okay, right? Like that takes away the professional aspect of it. So you don't have to have a full website. That can come later, but at least have a landing page. At least have a form. At least have something that lives on the internet that somebody can click and give you their information on.
Absolutely.
Like at least.
I tell people all the time, even if you don't have time to build a website, right? Even if you cannot afford a developer to build your website, there are now you have those like you have like Square, you have like WooCommerce, all these e-commerce sites, they are willing to give you links, like literally just links. There's link trees. There's so many different resources for you to use if you do not feel like building a website right now. Because a lot of times people are like, well, if I build a website, I don't know what to put on it. Yeah. And sometimes they probably just need to like get a couple things sold. They just need something to put their product out there. I get that. But for me, I tell people that that's only going to last for so long. It's only going to last for so long. Definitely, I feel like having a website just displays you as a whole. Yeah. I think that it also gives your product and your brand you're one step ahead. But that's just me. Yeah. So with project management too. So I'm like I said, I'm doing a whole website analysis. And I'm talking to them about like kind of the beginning and the end. From the we call it in corporate America deployment process. So you got the kickoff to the discovery, to the configuration, to the launch planning, to workflow, to actually launching or whatever, and or sometimes a handover. And so we literally go through each of those steps, and people will tell me all the time, well, why is this part important? I'm like, well, it's important because you're selling it. Like, you're not going to sit here and tell me that you sell makeup.
Right.
I mean, you're a makeup artist and you want to come out with a lipstick or you want to come out with a blush. Well, I need to know first of all, I need to know if I'm allergic to it. I need to know if it's actually like the right pigment. I need to know if it actually goes with my skin color. I needed to know every single detail. Oh, well, I mean, Rece, I mean, that's cool and all, but I feel like if you're going to buy it, then you already trust it. This is just the thoughts of some of my clients. This is just the thoughts of some of my clients. And I'm just kind of like, no. A lot of times for me, I am very, very, I do tedious work. I read. I will read through your whole stuff. I'm not worried about the price because I come to your website for a reason.
Yeah.
I want to know that if you are the right artist for me.
Yeah.
Would you know my skin color? Would you know my skin tone? Would you know what best fits for me and things like that? But I have people like literally dive into that. Like really, really dive into it. I even have clients do shadowing. I have them do shadowing. I have them do shadowing, especially if they are, like, for instance, if you are a chef, I have a chef's network. I have them go to one of those chefs and shadow them. Because what I don't want you to do is be creating food in bulk and you've never cooked food in bulk or you've never seen it. Because it's cool. Catering is one of the hardest things I have ever done in my life.
Child, listen.
It is one of the hardest things I have ever done in my life. Cooking in bulk and cooking for your family, two different situations.
Let me tell you how Thanksgiving and Christmas be stressing me out. Because it'd be the same dishes I cook at home, but y'all want me cooking for 30 people? What? So now I gotta, that's math. I didn't really like math when I was in school. So see, that's a lot.
It's a lot because first of all, like I tell clients all the time, especially when they're booking like the jollof rice classes and things like that. A lot of times they book when a holiday is coming up. They book when like, Christmas is coming up. Like, they were like, "Oh my God, Rece, I gotta book this jollof rice class." They gave me they told me to do it. I don't have no choice, and I'm just like, they told you to do it because you're Nigerian,
right.
And they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "And you don't know how to make it? Boo you!" Like, but so the thing about it is though. I tell people all the time, that's two different situations. Cooking in bulk, of course, you're going to have to enhance those ingredients, and you're probably going to have to use better quality ingredients. You're not cooking for you and Bae. You're cooking for even a team of 10 is in bulk. That's still in bulk. So like, I have people go and shadow chefs. I have them go to their kitchens or whatever, their commercial kitchens, and I have them like sit there, like take notes, and the chefs already know what to do.
Yeah.
But I always have my students come back and I always go through a whole I go through a whole process. What they don't realize is that there's a prep process. So before you start cooking, you need to have all that stuff chopped. You need to make sure you have all those seasonings put together. You know why? Because you're a beginner. So like me, I can use the Holy Spirit and season anything with my eyes closed. I don't have to. I don't even know if I use measuring cups. I don't think I've ever have used a measuring cup unless I'm baking. Like when I'm baking cakes, that's a whole different situation. But like there's something about cooking is literally it's a science. It seriously is. It's an art. And I feel like, in order for you to feel artistic, you have to first do the hard work first. And that's prepping, cutting all your veggies, making sure everything is washed. Because people don't think that's a whole process too. Washing vegetables. Like, oh yeah, you got to pull out your vinegar. You got to do this. You got to do that. That's a whole process in itself. Chopping stuff up is a whole process. Making sure all your liquids is a whole process. Because guess what? Everything no mesh. This liquid might not go with that one. This oil may not go with that one. And you just creating a whole type of fire up inside of somebody's kitchen. No, you have to literally go through every piece of that meal that you're trying to cook.
Listen, let me press pause on you real quick. This the camera I need to talk to you. Check this out. Y'all see how she just went through a whole process of everything that you have to do, right? As business owners, a lot of times we want to take ownership of the entire process of building a business, and you do not have to. In corporate America, there's a position for every single thing that makes that business operate properly.
100%.
If you don't want to do the work and find people that are experts and have expertise in that thing, your business is not going to grow. You need coaches and you need people who are experts in that field to help you move that business along. Don't put all that on your plate to learn how to be a project manager, to learn how to create funnels, to learn how to build websites. You don't get a badge of honor for building the whole business yourself. You don't, okay? So outsource, learn the things that you need to learn, and feel good about it because your business is about to make $1 million, baby.
Let me, first of all, girl,
I have to tell the people real quick.
First of all, Kia, when I said everything that you just said, I learned that last year, but I really learned it this year, if I'm being honest with you. Kind of just dip my hand in the water just a little bit, but really this year I was like, wow. So this is what it means to have a team.
Yep.
So you mean I can stay good at cooking,
And
but I don't have to do that other
girl,
part.
just live in your genius.
I can just sit. Oh, wow. So I have 8 more hours in the
Let me
day?
tell you what changed my mind. This was like 2 years ago. My cousin was like, she was off of work and I had a photo shoot, a branding photo shoot. She was like, I'll come help you out. I'm like, okay, I don't know what I need help with because I'm used to doing everything myself. When I tell you this girl put lotion on my legs, changed my life. I said, would you like to be my assistant? I offered her a job on the spot. Hey, if somebody go put lotion on my legs and I ain't got to do it,
girl,
that's a different type of energy, girl, okay?
It's almost as if it's your wedding day all over again.
Don't you feel taken care of? Now you need, and a team helps you feel taken care of, and they take the stuff off of your plate that you don't need to be thinking about.
Yo,
I just needed to show up and smile.
I just need to show up.
I just need to show up.
I've
already given so much energy. There's nothing left to give.
What do you mean? Like, oh, okay, we were talking about social media earlier. Mm-hmm. All of my social media is managed by somebody who, for the past how many years, I have managed my own social medias and multiple pages. It's managed by somebody that literally like takes pride in what they do. They are literally a master at social media. And I'm like, you mean to tell me I don't have to read analytics that I don't care about? Mm-hmm. She has to care about that? Mm-hmm. You mean to tell me I don't have to post by this time because that's not my problem? Mm-hmm. Wow. Where was she? Or, like you said, it's just something about, we think we get a badge of honor.
There's no badge of honor.
We think that we do because we're like, we want, it's something about being called the boss woman.
Listen.
It's something being called the strong black woman. I ain't no strong black woman.
Hey, take my cape off.
Take it off. I am not a strong black woman. I am not an independent. I want help.
Well kept.
I want help. I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I'm okay with being pampered by help, for sure. And just the essence of even getting help, especially because even with the sales process, girl, email marketing, I don't have to do any of that.
Yeah.
All they tell me to do is, what kind of campaigns do you want?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I need a campaign for the holidays. Mm-hmm. I need a campaign for these certain seasons. These are certain dates that need this and that. And they're like, okay, we'll create something.
And that's a done for you service.
And I don't have to worry about campaigns. We only talk about that every 3 months.
Yep.
Every 3 months. And I'm like, I used to be in MailChimp trying to be like, I got to YouTube this. Mm-hmm. Why would I YouTube that?
Yeah.
Why do I need to YouTube that when I can get help?
Yeah.
Literally. And do you know, I didn't even know. See, you don't know what you don't know. In MailChimp, not only do you create campaigns, but you can create journeys. Mm-hmm. So stuff that is conditional if-then statements and all that other stuff. And so like email marketing dude knew all that. He showed me all that actually. Mm-hmm. And and here's the thing too, because I want business owners to know this too. It is okay that you want to learn everything within your business. That's okay. It's good to have an idea. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, you cannot be in every place at one time. Mm-mm. It's totally impossible. Nope. It's so impossible. I feel like, we are learning trust, heavy on trust. We're really, really learning that because again, we don't want to leave our baby with just anybody.
Yeah.
But I feel like with business owners, we need to understand that just because you're capable of doing it doesn't mean you have to do it.
Right.
You don't have to do it.
Right.
But I think that also with business owners is that we need to just, there's going to be a time and we think we can do everything now. There's going to be a time where you're going to throw in the towel.
Yep.
You're not going to wait until you have a bad client.
No, it's just burnout.
It's just going to burn out.
Natural burnout. You're like, I don't want to do it no more.
Facts. And natural burnout actually it's interesting because I feel like sometimes too, we don't realize we're burning out.
Yeah.
We don't realize we're burning out. It'd be like the last,
it's like
the last one, and we're like, we can do it. We've been here.
Then the car to stop. Now you can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
You
know what I'm saying? Like even I remember food deliveries. So okay, now so Uber does something called Uber Connect. And so I tell clients that I'm coaching is that, hey, in the case that you cannot afford a Uber Eats, because there is a percentage that you have to give to them. You can't afford, certain type of delivery platforms. And everybody don't got a delivery truck. Everybody can't afford a delivery truck when you're first starting off. Uber Connect is around. Uber Connect is around.
Yeah.
Of course, people are like, oh, well, what if y'all ordered from DoorDash? Mm-hmm. Y'all order from Uber Eats?
Yeah.
You order from Grubhub,
yep,
and y'all not tripping.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't if you cannot purchase a delivery truck and all these other delivery platforms, you got Uber Connect.
Yeah, you got to be resourceful. The other thing that I think people need to realize is that when you are starting off your business, like if you are a startup, I understand that you're not going to have the capital to be able to pay to outsource these things. That's where you find people who put out free game and you implement quickly. Every time I post a video, there is something that you can implement from that video. And I ain't charging you nothing for it. The people that make money from it, I had a girl, she had been consuming my content. Every time I said do something, she would do it. Every time I posted a video, she would do it. She came to me today and was like, hey, I'm ready to join. Because she'd have made the money she needs to make to get coaching from me. Like, that's how you build your business. If you're going to get free game, you need to implement. Don't just consume content. You need to actually actively put it into place so that you can build the business. Like, make it work for you.
I love that you said that because, first of all, that client is doing what she needs to do. She's right on her way. So the thing about it is that people will take that free game that's on the internet and be like, that's all they need.
Yeah.
It solves this one quick problem that I have right here.
Yeah.
That's all I need. I saved I bookmarked it. And that's all they need. And I'm like, if you know there's more, but you're gonna have to pay for that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pay for wisdom. You're gonna and it's actually work, it's gonna take time, but I feel like, yes, I'm putting out this content for you. Like, I want you to know, okay, these are the essentials that you need to build this meal. This is the essentials that you need to build this brand, this business, whatever. But I want you to know that is limited content. And I'm willing to put that out there because, somebody probably don't know it, but there's more in my class.
Yeah.
There's more in my sessions or whatever. I think that business owners limit themselves when it comes to, because they only see content.
Yep.
People limit themselves. Oh, okay, well, all I got to do is make a mood board.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, you're going to need a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
But
what I truly desire for all business owners is that they stop thinking of themselves as small businesses. Chase is going to categorize you as a small business. The bank is going to categorize you as a small business. You go to get your EIN audit. All of that stuff is going to categorize you as a small business. But you do not have to think of yourself as a small business, because what happens is when opportunities present themselves, like, hey, I offer you the CRM system. It's done for you services. I'll do lead magnets for you. I will nurture your clients I will nurture your prospects to the point that they buy. I do email campaigns for you. I have a whole management system to where you can manage all your conversations, all of that. That sounds great, but I don't think my business is ready for that. Small business. Because if you ever want to grow to be a large business, this is the stuff you have to put into place. These are what corporations are using. Do y'all know how Fashion Nova one time emailed me, sent me a DM, and texted me at the same time? And I said, okay.
I had to stop their messages.
I said, okay.
That's how much they were sending me messages.
Listen, but do you understand that their website has constant traffic? If you are not top of mind, nobody is going to remember you. They will consume your content in that moment. They're not ready to buy. They'll never hear from you again because the algorithm not going to bring you up because they forgot to like it. People are not wired that way to just like everything, right? So don't rely on the algorithm. You got to create your own algorithm. And that's what I help people do within my CRM system is create your own algorithm. If this happens, then that happens. That's all an algorithm is on Instagram. If this person likes this, then we're going to push it to this person. If this person looks like this, then we're going to push it to these people, right?
Facts.
Create your own algorithm.
So it's funny that you even said that. I had it in my head. That's what I was going to say. If you are treating your business like a small business, it's just a hobby.
Yeah.
It's just simply a hobby because all that's telling me is that you don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
It's going to require more than what you think.
Yeah.
Like, and some people truly believe like, well, I'm still trying to grow. I'm still trying to, I'm still trying to grow. Like, we're still trying to grow. Even with all the knowledge that we know, we're still trying to grow. But I feel like this is something I tell also even friends and other business owners is that, this is stuff that I didn't even know when I first started off 10 years ago. I had no idea about any of this stuff. Social media enhanced it. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is an easy platform to put myself out there. Oh, this is easy, but I feel like until people get out of that small business mindset, it's just still a hobby.
Yeah. You're just doing it for fun.
You're doing it for fun.
And that's cool that that's what you want to do. But don't have contradicting statements. Don't tell me you want to make a lot of money, but then also, I'm too small. I don't have enough clients. Well, you never have enough clients if you don't put these things into place. I'm trying to help you.
I don't know what is your biggest ick when it comes from a client, like as a coach, because I mean, there's so many of them that I have.
You know what my biggest ick is? So people think I'm crazy because I get so irritated when people pay me money, but they don't do the work. I get really irritated with it. And people are like, well, they paid you. You shouldn't worry about it. But I'm like, I'm doing it to make money. Yeah, I'm doing it to make money, but I actually see the potential. And you are like, why did you give me your money? It almost makes me want to give it back to you. Like, girl, please take it back. And I ain't gonna give it back, but I'm just saying to make it because it's like, what? There is something in certain people's brains that give them just enough push to take action, but not follow through. And you're going to work yourself into a grave by just taking enough action and not following through because you're just going to keep spending your money on stuff that you're not actually, because you don't really believe in the business that you're creating.
No, you don't. And the thing, but see, here's the thing. It's like I told the girls last week, it's a choice. It's a choice. You came to me and of course I'm going to do the work because you spent money, but also I'm not going to make you do what you don't want to do because I want to work with you because I see the potential, but you have to believe that.
Yeah.
You have to truly believe that your business is more than a catering company. You have to believe that it's more than a cleaning business, more than a skincare brand. Are you building a conglomerate? What are you building?
Right.
And so when I use words like that, of course, people are like, oh, well, I thought it was just, I'm just trying to, I just wanted to get like 5 figures at least a month and things like that. And I'm like, that's fine. And that's another thing that I tell my clients all the time too, is that you spend money with me. I'm not here to promise you that you're going to make 6 figures.
I hate coaches and I see those ads like, oh, you want a 10x your bit? Like, shut up. You cannot guarantee results because that would mean that you are forcing somebody to do the work. I ain't ever going to guarantee you a monetary value. What I can guarantee you is you're going to leave better than what you came. You're going to believe in your business and you're going to know exactly why your business was created. I am so big on affirming people. People leave their first sessions with me like, oh my God, I feel like I can do this.
Oh,
because
facts.
you can, like,
because you absolutely can.
You can, and I love when people have that light bulb moment. Like, I was built for this. Like, let's go.
I love it so much. I mean, I have clients from all like different types of backgrounds where they're not in environments where they're getting encouraged.
Right.
So I find I don't know if you find this out with your coaching sessions, but sometimes it'd be therapy. Like, like you have the venting sessions, you have crying moments, and you're like, oh my gosh, like. Okay, so you are passionate about something because you're tearing up. And I just want to be great. And I'm like, I know you do. That's why you're here.
Be great.
And you're going to be great, but you have to do the work. Like I'm that coach. I will give you homework.
Yeah. Oh, I get homework after every session. You got something to do.
Session. You have something to do. And we're going to circle back the next week after your session. And we're going to go through your homework. If you had any questions. Oh, like my clients know all of their portfolios, whatever they're building, it's shared with me. So I see all the activity. I want to see if you're working. Oh yeah, I had a rough time. How do I know? You didn't log in.
Yeah.
You didn't log in. Actually, the last person that logged in was me, though, to see if you did the work.
I did.
But I'm not see what you did.
Girl.
I'm that coach.
Yeah. So I do wins of the week every week with my clients, right? We start the sessions off with wins of the week.
Deliverables.
So you
things
know
like that.
You're not going to come to a session without a win because you're going to feel bad. So I'm like, all right, wins of the week. You're gonna find a way. I got this one client. Literally, the girl be texting me every single day with a new win. Every single day. Because she implemented and she was like, I did not believe you when you told me I needed to start getting on social media and talking face to face to the camera that was going to bring in people. I was like, I don't just be talking because I know how to talk, y'all. I'm talking because I do this for real. But when you actually believe in the person that you pay, like you believe that they know what they're talking about, you're going to do what they say do and you're going to see the results.
Absolutely.
And that's where the power comes from. It comes from the work that you do because now you believe in yourself. And you execute on it. And you see the result directly from it.
I mean, social media is a scary place for some people.
It is.
If I'm being real.
It is. And it always shocks me because I'm not like that, where they're like, oh, I'm so scared to be on camera. I'm like,
not scared to do that.
Them people don't know you for real.
It's not personal.
And I be feeling like I talk to myself all the time.
Oh, every day.
So getting on camera, I'm just talking to myself. This is so fun.
It's normal for me.
It is so normal. I'm like, girl, I don't even realize other people be watching my videos, so they comment. I'm like, oh, you seen that?
Girl, people will screenshot stuff to me and be like, oh my God, this was so crazy. And I'm like, oh, you watched that? Oh, that was like 2 months ago. Like all the time. And I'm not we're not camera shy, but social media is scary.
Yeah.
And so what I'm teaching, especially those clients that are majored in marketing and stuff, I'm like, how, what? like I don't understand. Like, that's like you going to culinary school and be like, I don't want to cook.
Yeah.
What did you come here for?
Yes.
What did you come here for? But I don't know. I feel like just having a it's one thing to have a digital presence, but I feel like that one-on-one, like that in-person presence, I tell people it's best to actually practice on the internet. So that way, when you go in person, it should come off easy to you.
Yeah, you've already said these things.
It should come easy.
You've already said these things. That's why I tell people you need to have at least 100 pieces of content. You need to have at least 100 pieces of content on social media. Not just content like, oh, I did this cute little dance and I put these words over. No, you need to talk to the camera.
Have a series.
People need to hear your voice. They need to see your face and they need to understand your thought process. Because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. How can they know you if they've never seen you? How can they like you if they've never heard you? And how can they trust you if you never gave them a piece of content that is going to better their lives? Like, you have to invite people in so that they feel like they're a part of what you're creating. And that's how you build, like, Raven fan clients. People that's going to talk about you time and time again. And it's all intent. Once you put the intent out there, all the opportunities just start coming from it. And you're not even actively searching for it. Like,
but I don't think people know what their resources are. Like, people don't know, like, at least, like, besides that ick, there's another ick that I have with my clients are, oh, well, Rece, I can't afford it. I can't afford this particular, thing that you're asking me to do within the homework. And I was like, I didn't tell you that you have to pay for something.
Yes.
I just said, use your resources. Oh, well, I don't really know anyone. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah.
You didn't know that they can be clients? No one on the internet knows that these are your siblings.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, and nobody cares.
Yeah. They are looking for a transformation.
They're looking for a whole transformation. That's what they're looking for. They're looking to see if you can solve their problem. They're not trying to see, oh, ain't that her auntie? Nobody cares. But, like, people, like, are so into their head when it comes to business. Like, okay, so another thing too is that, besides they can't afford it, oh, well, I'm not sure if I'm able to do that. And I'm like, well, technically you already did that. Oh, how did I do that? Well, one, you have a business, one, and you told me you sold 2 products, right? So you do know how to do that. You do know how to sell something. Oh, well, that's not really the same. Yes, it is.
100%.
Yes, it is, because how do they know about your product? Somebody told them about it.
Right.
You say you don't have any clients. Somebody told them about it. Oh, so I can use word of mouth? Yes, because it's free. Now, don't rely on these limited resources forever, because it's only
one way.
It's only one way.
I talk about a part of my framework is helping people understand who their power influencers are. So if you think about social media, right, the influencers influence people to buy the new products and people pay them big bucks, You have to create your own influencers within your business, right? And those are clients, those are podcasters, those are people that are within the same industry as you. Those are people that are adjacent. Of the industry that you're in, anybody that can help bring other clients in is a power influencer. And you should have a whole strategy for power influencers. Nurture them, take them out to lunch. Let's have coffee. Let's chat it up. Because you want to be top of mind for those people too. That's stuff that you don't have to pay Facebook ads to get clients from.
First of all, Kia, I had this conversation with a client, I want to say 2 weeks ago, about coffee dates.
Yes.
And I was like, yes, I know that you're not trying to get Facebook ads and Instagram ads and all that. I'm not telling you to buy any of those things. But what I do want you to do is take that person out to go get some coffee. I do want you to sit down with them. I didn't tell you to buy them the whole cafe.
Right.
Just hey, what kind of coffee do you like? Or a croissant. Like, it's not, to me, it's not that deep. But, like, people feel like, oh, well, wouldn't it be awkward? I don't know them. Yes, there's a lot of people. When you walk into investor offices and partners and you're meeting all these people, you don't know them.
Nope.
They don't know you from a can of
That's
paint.
the fun part. That's why I love sales so much. I used to have so much fun. Okay, so me and Rece was in a sales program in college, right? I think all of us hated it. I hated sales so much.
I hated sales.
And everybody was so shocked that I went into sales after I
was like, not you going into corporate sales.
And you hated it?
I hated sales.
I had got an internship with State Farm while we were in the program. And my boss was like, okay, tell me what you want to buy. And I'm going to tell you how many deals you need to close to buy that. and I did it in a month. I said, oh my God, this is the best industry to be in because I can control my paycheck. After that, it was up. I'd never want to work a different type of job in my life. Sales me, please. The funnest part about sales for me is that I don't know these people for real. You can't hurt my feelings because I don't know you for real. I don't care if you told me no, baby. I don't know you.
We are not partners.
I used to call people and do different accents just because I could. I called this one lady. I said, hey, Shirley, this is Zakiya from ADP. How are you? She was like, I'm so good. Girl, we had a whole country conversation. And my boss was just sitting there crying like, what is wrong with you? I was like,
because it's not personal.
Because it's not personal.
It's not personal.
Have fun. And guess what? That was one of my favorite clients. That lady used to refer me business all the time.
What I love, like, bringing food to people. Like, if there's one thing I'm going to sell you, some food.
Hey.
I'm going to sell you some food. Like, for me, it just rolls off my back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything like, I don't know. It's just never been difficult to me. But I've also, like, if you ask my siblings, like, growing up, I'll just be talking in the kitchen and just put stuff together like I'm on a show or something. I can sell a whole plate to you. And like my mom is like that too, though. Like my mom will be in the kitchen, will ask, oh, did you see what I did? Did you see how that stood? I'm like, I mean, I don't typically care, but but I got that from her. And I'm like, but I actually enjoy what I do. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. And that's why it's nothing for me. Just like sales is nothing for you. But like, I feel like people take things so personal. People think that people are out to get them. And it is an anxiety thing too. Just wondering, it's the fear of the unknown. I don't know what they're going to say. I don't know if they're going to buy. I don't even know if they like me, and what I tell clients all the time is like, think of it as if you're talking to one of your friends, but only you don't even know their name.
Right.
But I mean, I'm not sure if that's a good example for a lot of them, but I mean, I tell people all the time, like, no one's asking you about personal information. I don't think I've ever had a client that's like, hey, so tell me about your family. What?
Yeah.
They're coming here to spend money.
Exactly. You brought up a great point. Talk to them like they're your friend. This goes all the way back to understanding who your target audience is, who your ideal client is. If you know them, right?
Yeah.
You don't know their name for real, but you know who they are. So you don't even have to be on defense mode because you know everything that they're dealing with. You probably scheduled this meeting with me today because you're dealing with X, X, and X, right? How'd you know? Yeah, a lot of my clients deal with the same things. This is the things that they tell me that they've been dealing with. These are the ways that I've helped them do that. I've been looking for somebody that, like, do you see how, like, you just talk to them like they're your friend because they are your friend. You've studied this person.
You studied them.
You studied them. You know their problems. You know what they be doing at 7 o'clock when they cut their radio on. You know what they listening to. Like, you know them.
Facts. Like that, and that's my thing, though. That's a whole process, though, like we were talking about earlier. Actually understanding who your target audience is. You ask a lot of business owners now, who's your target audience?
Anybody.
I mean, anybody that's willing to buy. I'm like, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah.
There's some people that don't want to eat American food. They only want to eat French food. Do you know how to make French food? Oh, no, but I mean, I can learn. Yeah, but you don't know how right now.
Yeah, so no, that's not.
So no, that's not how it works. Like there's some people that only do kids parties, kid-friendly meals and things like that. There's people that only cook for moms or, stuff like that. Like people really need to like dig deep and like break down who their target audience is. Because if you know your target audience, you treat them like your friend.
Listen.
You treat them like your friend. It should be nothing, but so with coaching, I'm still on this coaching thing because I feel like I got asked this question. Somebody was like, oh, Rece, how do I know if I want to, I see how you coach, but like, how do I know if I want to be a coach? I think I can be one. I was like, you got to get coached first.
Yep.
I literally knew nothing 10 years. Like I knew nothing about what I was doing. I was just doing stuff. But like, I'm like the best way, if you want to coach, you have to get coached
You have
first.
to have a coach. You can just jump off the front porch and be like, yes, I'm a coach, but you don't know what coaching is. I honestly don't even call myself a coach. I call myself a strategist. I've been coached before, and I don't know if I do exactly what a coach does, but I do know I provide strategy. It probably is the same thing and it's just semantics, but that's just my thing. But I've had 3 or 4 coaches before I even came into this industry, and all my coaches were telling me that I was a coach. I was like, please stop talking to me.
All of my
I'm a makeup artist. Okay, thank you.
My coaches were like, oh, you can be a coach, right? And I was just like, I don't know if I'm thinking about that right now. They're like, well, you should. And I'm just
Girl.
like, okay, and here I am. But
it's always, you have to have a will to help people.
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
to have
yeah,
a heart
yeah,
to help people.
yeah.
Even when I was like not in a position of being a manager or anything like that, I was always like trying to help people. When I was in sales, I would do ride-alongs with the new reps, like come with me in the field and I'm gonna show you how to, like this what you do, this how you do it, this is the, I love teaching people and helping people be great. Like that's, you gotta have a knack for that. You can't coach, it's a lot of money in coaching, but if you get into it just for the money, you're gonna have a lot of unhappy people. You included, you will be unhappy as well.
I only take typically a quarter, only like 2 to 3. I don't take a lot of them because I literally, it's too exhausting. I only take like one. I have only one during this quarter right now. And when I tell you, it's just easy to just work with her. Like it's just so much easier, because here's the thing, like if I'm putting my all into something, I actually want to put all of my time into it, because like you said, there's a lot of money in coaching, but you taking up 8 clients, 10 clients, I mean, that's not realistic. It's not. Are you a one-on-one coach or are you a group coaching session
I'm a one-on-one person. I'm trying to dabble into figuring out if I want to bring group coaching into the fold, because I see benefit in group coaching, because I was a part of a lot of group coaching programs. And it almost is like a mastermind. So I see the benefit of group coaching, but I feel like you don't get the full access to what you could if it was in a group session, because I can't give you,
I'm the same way.
I can't give you one-on-one direction. It's very general. And some people's brains cannot compute how to make that work for their business. They need somebody to tell them, this is how you do it for your business. I can do group coaching because somebody can give me a concept and I can fit that concept into my life. Some people can't conceptualize things in a way that they can make it work for them. So that's why I like to do one-on-one coaching. But I think eventually I may do group coaching, because
I think I'm more of a one-on-one.
Yeah.
I'm very personable. I noticed that, like, that's my better strength. I think group coaching, I wouldn't have an issue with if it was like a general topic, like something I'm like, okay, more than one person can be up in here. But like, if it's something, I like to tailor, like even like the curriculum that I build for clients, I like to have it tailored to just them.
Yeah.
And it's just something about like pouring into one person versus like 10 people all at once that I think I have. It's just for me, but I mean, I believe I can do group coaching.
Yeah.
I can, but I think for right now, I like the one-on-one sessions.
Yeah, I think if it was to be group coaching, it would be something like courses. Like a question that I get asked often, but I don't really talk about that in depth in my coaching program. Boom, it's a course by the course over and over again. And then maybe y'all can all be in a Facebook group. I pop in on live every now and then, give y'all some da-da-da. Bye.
Yeah, I agree. It's something that I can hop in, hop out. Like nothing like super crazy. I would say a form of coaching. I mean, I've had like cooking classes, like, like a group setting and things like that. But I mean, when I'm teaching food, like things like that, like I like that group setting. If we're gonna talk about it, I like that in a group setting, because I feel like a lot of times, at least the people that I get are people that never cooked before or don't know how to cook, and or I'm getting people that they just want to learn a new dish, they just want to learn something or whatever. So that's always fun, I think. But I think that my one-on-ones, like,
I like one-on-ones,
kind of just like. I think, and it's something about the way the client feels.
Yeah.
They feel so like, wow, she's putting all her time into me, and that makes me feel good.
Yeah,
because
I got my money's worth.
Make sure, you know what I'm saying? They got their money's worth, because one thing I'm gonna do is show up.
Yeah.
Especially for my clients. Like I make that very clear. Like I'm like, look, I'm not missing a session unless there's an emergency. But other than that, like I tell my clients all the time, if I can't make it to a session, I'm gonna communicate that.
Yeah.
100%. But I love the one-on-ones. Like they're just, and I get to learn a little bit more about my client outside of what they do. Because a lot of times what I do that because I get to know what type of business owner that they potentially could be or who they are right now. We kind of break some little character flaws left and right, because baby. Some of them I'll be like, oh, okay, well, that's nice. We're not going to do that anymore.
Please don't say that again.
Please don't. That's not lucrative for your business. No, it's not. That will not make you money. It will get you canceled. But yeah, I think, and also just making people like really understanding who they are and having them believe in themselves again.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, it's like I said, anxiety is just, it's insecurities as well. I have a lot of female clients, a lot of women in my that are in my clientele. And as women, we're so hard on ourselves.
Yep.
We're so hard on a lot of imposter syndrome. We just truly want to be the boss babe. We want to do it all. But we don't realize that, even though we have the tools, we can give it to somebody else to do it for us.
Yes.
So teaching them how to break those barriers. I could do bad all by myself. That whole scenario, we got to break that.
Yep.
We got to break that.
Yep.
I feel like too with coaching, like I said, the reason why I coached is because I got coached first. Being able, when I realized that investment in that mentorship and just learning to be aware of things that I wasn't aware of, that was by far the best investment I had this year alone.
Yep.
I worked with my coach for 6 months. 6 months. And it was the hardest 6 months because I did the work.
Yeah.
It was the hardest 6 months. And it was hard because one, it's always like nerve-wracking to hear something new about yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear the truth. It could be good truth. It could be really good, but it's just like it's still hard to hear the truth about yourself. It's hard to pick up where you left off because you feel like, well, I left that alone for a reason. I don't think I want to touch that again. Or like for me, I didn't want to get back on social media.
Yeah.
I did not want to get back on social media at all.
Wow.
And my coach was like, why do you have to do it? I was like, well, that is very true. Why do I have to do that? I don't have to do that. So like now I'm in a place where like I'm always asking for help. I constantly tell myself, and that's why I tell my clients all the time, like, okay, for what you're trying to do right now, you are going to need a team. You are going to need a team. Whether you have a catering business, a cleaning business, whatever, you're going to need a team. Now, you probably can't afford to pay them. I understand that because you're a startup and you're building and there's a budget. But who are your resources now? Yeah. Like I said, do you have siblings?
There are people that want to see you win.
There are people that actually want to see you win that will actually let you use their stuff and build on it. But, we don't want to use our resources because we feel like we're bothering people too.
We feel like we're bothering people. We feel like we're going to let them down if it don't pan out to be what it's supposed to be.
Girl.
You know what's crazy? This is a flaw that I have. All my life, I have been seemingly like the underdog. I've always had to prove my way out, prove people that I can do it. Now I'm in this season where everybody believes in me and I'm like, stop that because...
Wow. That's the opposite with me. So I'm the oldest of 3. I grew up, people depend on me for everything. Everything. You ask my siblings, I was going to figure it out. My parents do that. And not even just like me being the oldest of my siblings, but also like I had other little cousins, a lot of them that grew up with us too, that they all depended on. To this day, some of them are just now getting into college. They will call me, what do I do? Oh, because I can't do this. Well, can you send this over to me? And I'm like, you can do it.
Figure it out.
You can figure it out. But so much, I've always been the person because it's always worked for me. And I didn't see that as an issue. That was actually one of the things that stunted my growth.
You were always
just putting pressure on myself to because I believe that, I can always figure it out. I've always done it. I've always been given that position. But that's just because that I also felt like I had to.
Yeah. So for me, I always figured it out. But my motivation to always figure it out is because somebody said that I couldn't do it.
Interesting.
You tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do it real quick. Show you that I can. So everything in my life was me proving to somebody else that doubted me. Like, look at this, right? Now I'm in this season where everybody like, yep, we're going to help you with this because we know you're going to blow up. We know. And I'm like, I don't know that money. If I don't come up with the money and y'all believe in me, then what is that going to look like? You know what I mean? So it's a different season. And I feel like we all have like these character, I don't even want to call them character flaws, but stuff that we have been conditioned because of how we grew up that just show up in different aspects of our lives. It shows up more prominently when you're a business owner and you start finding out all this different stuff out about yourself that has been blocking your growth, but you don't find that out until you have a coach. Wow. Because the coach is going to bring it out. Like, why'd you do that? Why'd you say that?
What you mean? I cried a couple times in my coaching session.
They asked you them questions. I'm like, what did he say? Well, why did you say that you couldn't? I'm like, I mean, because we're going to talk about it. I'll be like, God, dog, I ain't feel like crying today. I just did my makeup. But it's...
One thing my coach going to do is read me for Phil.
Listen.
And I always tell him that all the time.
Like, get off me for today. Give me a break on this day.
Right now.
But I think becoming an entrepreneur is really doing the inner work. You can't be a great business owner until you are a great person. Until you heal yourself from the inside out, your business will not grow. And once you start healing small parts of you, then something unlocks in your business. It happens every time.
All the time.
Every time.
You can't tell me that you like breaking those barriers, building that character doesn't bring blessings behind that.
Every time.
That's the compensation.
That's the compensation.
Like, and sometimes that's a greater feeling to me than actually closing a deal.
Girl.
Because I'm like, oh, I did not know that. Oh, but I got this for it. That's totally fine with me. But, you know, the problem is, like I said, everybody connects that to money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people feel like people connect success to money.
Yeah.
Success is money. What if success is you just hitting a milestone?
Listen, so a part of me leaving corporate America, I was like, all right, God want me to leave corporate America because obviously I'm finna make a lot of money. Like, duh, because why would he tell me to leave, right? No, it didn't. It didn't happen like that real quick, no. And so what I realized was that all of my success, all of my pride, all of that was tied into that 6-figure income that I had accumulated over the years. And I felt like, oh my God, now I don't make 6 figures. Like,
I gotta run back and apply.
It wasn't even that. It was, I don't even know who I am anymore.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know where my power actually lies because I'm not making a lot of money. How do other people view me if I'm not the one that's, paying for this, paying for that? Like, how do y'all feel about me? Everything was based off of how other people saw me. And I thought my worth lied within my paycheck.
How many years were you in corporate America?
10.
Okay, 10 too.
No, 11.
Yeah.
So I thought that all of my worth was tied into the success of me making 6 figures. When I started making 6 figures, I was hot. Like, nobody.
What are you talking about? Before 30?
Girl.
I was like, oh, this exists?
Listen.
This exists before I turned 30?
And when it happened, you couldn't tell me nothing. But God said, yep, I'm going to have to take that from you. Because it's going to break you. It's going to break you. And who knew that needed to happen? Because I would have never quit my job. Girl, to do what? To teach people how to sell. Well, y'all better figure it out. But now that I know that that's my life's purpose, I also know that I had to shed that old identity that I had. Girl, money bags can't be my identity, girl. He's going to restore the riches to me. Yeah, that's fine. But you're going to have to know who you are and me first. Oh my God. So like that whole process, the breaking process, the pruning process, you have to go through as well before before your business can blow up. And also, a lot of people reach for this virality, right? I want to go viral. Are you going to be able to support what comes after that?
Because there's always a follow-up. There's always a follow-up. You went viral. Okay, and then what?
Can you sustain that? Are you able to sustain that? And that goes back to small business minded. You worked it so hard to go viral that you have not set up systems on the back end. So now all these people knocking down your door, that Keith Lee effect, you heard that lady about the banana pudding, she had to shut down. And this is not a knock to her, but this goes to show if you don't already start operating as if you making these
and she has a standing business. It's not digital.
She has a brick and mortar business, but she was not ready for the type of traction that she got. Y'all got to be prepared. Prepare yourselves for what's to come.
Crazy.
It's a faith walk. You got to trust that it's going to happen, but you got to build it. Noah built the ark before it started raining, girl. Like, what? He's sitting on the ark like, God, what is this? Why am I?
I was just talking about that to one of my homegirls last week. I was like, Noah has some nerve building an ark.
He thought he was crazy
and
the whole time.
What you mean? I'm sure all them women that was up in that ark was like, man, it stank on this boat.
Like, what are you
doing? It's taking this ark. Like, why are we up in here with all these kids? Like, these animals is walking all over the place. What are we doing up in here? Like, we're not getting on this ark.
Here. Shut up. Don't stress me out.
Can you imagine?
He was stressed. I know he was.
That is us literally building these brands.
Yeah.
Like, we look so, like, there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, I look crazy.
Yeah, and that's
I look super delusional. Mm-hmm. But I believe in it. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I believe in it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, again, the lady with the banana pudding bits, which I'm So I was so happy for
Man,
her.
I was so
That
happy.
line was
And
wrapped.
I still ain't got my banana pudding.
You know what? First of all, it's in Pearland, right?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I hadn't heard of her until
I had been trying to go since before Keith Lee got there. And I just every
Are you
time.
serious?
Yes, it was always something where I couldn't go. And then Keith Lee went and I tried to go. The line was wrapped around a bit. And I said, okay.
Yeah, nah.
It's gonna be a minute before I get my nana pudding.
That's so crazy because I feel like, you know, even with that, having a brick and mortar, it's crazy how we still like limit ourselves. Like we don't even know that it can actually be even greater.
Yeah.
Some of us that have brick and mortars, we feel like that's the only location we need.
Yeah.
I mean, that works for Breakfast Club. Well, Breakfast Club in the airport now though.
Are they?
They've been in the airport.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Anytime that you're, I believe, they're at the international airport. Like, so, but it's a smaller menu, but I mean,
it's still another location.
It's still another location. I mean, you see the Breakfast Club line whenever you pass through, I think, Travis or whatever. Like, I mean, it's always long.
There's always a line.
Always a line, you know. But it just, you know, it always makes me wonder, like, who is on their team? Do they have a sales team? Does people have, because I see there's a BD team. There's people that do business development. There's people that do sales. There's people that do marketing. We have like all these different departments, but like, I feel like with our people, we don't have a lot of those teams. Like it's just us, our kids and our spouse, whomever. It's just literally that little team, but we don't even realize they can only do so much as well.
Yeah.
So like, it's like, how do we even build like, I don't know. It's just like, I get that, because I get that question all the time. It's like, well, where do I even look? Do you know how many people in universities, especially young kids, like young kids that are literally trying to just work and build their portfolio, build a resume. Put something on their resume. Put something on their resume. It might require a little training. It just might require a little bit of training. But especially if it's something that you know you can train somebody in, go to the universities.
Yep.
The universities are always looking for their kids to have something. It can be what do they call it? Work. I forgot what it was called, but there's like a work internship.
Yeah.
I forgot what the name was that it's called, but you can partner with the university and you hire their students.
That is literally how I got hired at State Farm. State Farm had a partnership with our sales program. They came in, they did a presentation. I was like, okay, let me go apply. You did a round of interviews through all the State Farm agents that wanted to be a part, and they chose who they wanted to pick. Like, people are paying money to hire from the universities.
Yep.
And you don't
all
realize
the time.
You could be creating a lifelong career for somebody.
Yes. And another thing too is because people they think in universities are like, oh, I have to go pay for a career fair booth. No, you don't. Make a post. Go at the university, whatever. I went to U of H. You can go to you did too.
Yeah.
Go to the U of H's website, literally make a post. And when I tell you, like, people will apply around the clock. And there's other universities as well that people can, because there's remote jobs now. If you have something that they can do remotely, like, of course, my email marketing person, he's overseas.
Yeah.
He does it remotely. So, like, there's remote jobs, too, that people can do. Like, you know, because it's, like I said, the biggest challenge is, oh, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
I don't have a budget. That's okay in the beginning stage. That's totally fine. Everything is built from scratch. A lot of things are built from scratch with no budget. However, we cannot use that as an excuse that we can't build a team.
Right.
Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, even like what you're saying, like, our sales program was really, really good with that. We have partners every time.
Every Thursday.
Like every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
And they brought free food.
They gave us food and gave us a spiel.
Is that not a sales pitch?
Listen, they pitched us every time. And I did not listen but one time. And the one people that's the people I applied for, and that's the job I got. Amen.
Right? Like, that's all I'm saying. But
use what you got.
You got to use what you got to get what you want.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? But like, so coaching as well. I feel like I've been in this thing, and I don't know if you've been in this thing or whatever. So when it comes to coaching, I feel myself like literally like wanting to shake somebody, like just be like,
silly. Get it together.
What are you talking about? That's not what I asked you to do. Like, you know, well, I just felt like this way worked better for me than this way. And I'm just kind of like, well, if you want to be your own coach, because I've had to get real before with the client before. I've had to do that. Because one thing about it is I'm not going to make you do the work. I'm not going to make you do the work. Like, I'm going to provide the work for you. 100% I will, because I want you to be great. But I remember one person telling me, hey, I'm trying to make six figures. And I was like, well, let me go ahead and give you an array of sales coaches that are also financial advisors. Oh, I thought we were going to build that. Oh, that's not my niche.
Yeah, you got to know what you're good at. And
that's another thing with coaching. I tell other people that want to be coaches, you have to know your niche.
Yeah, don't be
You can't just be selling
everybody.
Stuff. Why are you taking people's money?
Yeah.
And then when you don't execute and you don't provide and give them the resources that they need, now you're a bad coach. Now you have these bad reviews. Now you're trying to scramble and trying to be like, oh my God, I got to find this curriculum to see if they're able to do this and that. You don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Stop selling what you don't do.
Exactly.
I think for me, that's the first thing before I coach anything. That's one thing I told my mentors. I was like, hey, before I coach anybody, I got to first know what do I want to do. Because just because I'm good at food don't mean I want to coach in that.
Right.
Just because I'm good at food doesn't mean I want to teach you how to cook. I do have classes now with when it comes to food, but I literally only have two things I'm willing to teach people. And I know how to cook a lot of stuff. I only do two things because these are the things that I think that I'm more passionate about.
Yeah.
That I don't mind actually showing you the science behind cooking these certain things.
Exactly.
But that's the thing with coaching. I feel like you get all these different types of coaches on the internet and they're like, oh, we do this. Oh, we do that. Oh, we do this. Oh, we do that. But you never really know what their niche is. And so you find yourself like, well, I paid to learn how to do Facebook ads. But he's telling me about a whole funnel over here. But then he's also telling me about, content. I don't even know where to go anymore.
Yeah, that's why when people be like, oh, are you going to help me with Facebook ads? No.
So
sorry. There are people that know how to do that very well. I honestly do not believe in Facebook ads if you ain't already making 5 figures a month. If you don't consistently
know how much money you will lose?
Yeah, if you don't consistently make 5 figures a month, you are going to waste money on Facebook ads. Facebook ads are geared towards building awareness. You just want to bring people to your page. They're not going to do the sales for you. They can if you've already established that presence. But if you pop up on my timeline saying, oh, come to my class, baby, I don't know you. Why would I do that?
Not come to my class.
Come to my class. I ain't met you before. I ain't
come to my class and do what?
Exactly.
First of all, and that's another thing too. I had a client, I'll never forget. I was like, okay, I need you to create a video, a 30 to 60 second pitch introducing yourself. I don't know what you do. And that she sent me the video. Love her. She's great now.
Now.
She did not tell me what she did. I don't know what her business is. I know her name. And that's the best we got.
Yeah. The first piece of content that I make everybody do is an elevator pitch. And I give them the formula for the elevator pitch because for that reason, if I let you create your elevator pitch on your own, I'll be like, okay, let's run it back. So I give them the formula for how an elevator pitch should sound. I am, I do, by, without, and you just plug in your stuff right there and then you say it.
I have whole templates on that.
Yeah, just run with it, baby.
I have whole templates on that, where when I tell you, I think it's so funny because I have templates on pitches, on how to do in-person clients, in person with partners, and I also have email templates on how to pitch as well. And so people don't realize you don't take the pitch word for word. Tailor it to your business, please. So when I'm reading these things, I'm like, this looks like mine, and they're like, oh, I thought I just had to, copy it. I'm like, no, you have to tailor it. This is a way to help you. This is a way for you to help you. And there's some words in there that you can use. You can just make sure it's tailored to you, customize it to your business, to where you're able to articulate that to your client. I don't know your client.
Yeah. So that's why a part of my sales strategy is messaging. And once you do that first groundwork of understanding who you serve, why you serve, what the problem is, all that, that helps you create your messaging. You have to have consistent messaging. So when you get templates and you're learning how to pitch, you know what words to flip to sound like your brand voice. You have to build the brand voice first, or else you're going to sound like everybody else. You know how many people go to ChatGPT and copy straight from Chat? And I be reading it like this came straight from ChatGPT. Like, nah, I don't want to buy it. Because you can't even write an email by yourself.
And let me tell you, love ChatGPT.
Use it as a resource. Don't use it as a crutch.
Use it as a resource. But you're literally first of all, you didn't even read that.
Bro, they be copying even the
out.
emojis. I'm like, that's crazy. I ain't never seen you post an emoji before. Now you got stars going down your emails. This is stupid. Why are you doing this?
Oh my gosh. It's so annoying because every time I'm like, hey, send me a so-and-so. I'm reading this. I'm like, oh, Chat GPT. Okay, well, we're going to change that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll find out next week.
Mm-hmm.
I do pushback all the time.
Oh, yeah. So
I love a good pushback.
That's the thing that I'm trying to fix right now within my business because I don't give people templates because I know that they're just going to copy word for word. So I end up creating, which is a good thing for my clients. Y'all get me right now, y'all getting completely done for you. I do the entire process for you, like done for you. I create your emails for you in your brand voice, all that based off of the information that you gave me. But I can't do that forever. I know that's not sustainable because as my business grows, I'm not going to be able to do it. But as of right now, like you're going to get it from scratch because I know how hard it is to create messaging. Everybody is not like great with copy. And you have to be good at copy to be able to create consistent messaging every time. It can be taught, but that's time.
It is time. It is definitely time. I think for me, like one of my goals for next year is to be 100% automated.
Yeah.
And be outsourced queen.
Yes.
Like I don't, just because you know how to cook doesn't mean you have to.
Right.
Like that's actually one of my biggest goals is to stop cooking.
Yeah.
You know, and that's starting gradually now, you know, because to be honest with you, I've always wanted to just be active in other areas that I like. There's things that I actually want to work on. And when I make this part automated, I'm able to work on those things
Freeze up that
instead
time.
of going to have to push the date back, do this, do that. So like, I think that that's one of the most important things. And that's why I love coaching because I'm teaching people how to do that.
Yeah.
I'm teaching people the importance of outsourcing. I'm teaching people that, look, what you do actually solves a problem. You know what? First of all, let's even take it back to COVID. I don't think a lot of people knew. First of all, if you are alive today, you saw the outcome of COVID. You saw what COVID did to people. People became very, very resourceful during COVID. People sold things that they didn't even know they can make money off of. Who knew that a whole pandemic, toilet paper and hand sanitizer, cleaning products, and everything would run out? There was people that were selling the stuff that were in their house.
Yeah, because you couldn't find it at the store.
Because they couldn't find it at the store.
Yeah.
People were going to stores. First of all, I didn't even know that Home Depot sold toilet paper.
Yeah, Home Depot.
I didn't know Lowe's and I didn't know they sold and in bulk. In bulk.
Water.
Like Sam size. Water, exactly. You don't think of those places. But Amazon too. Amazon was like, oh, y'all trying to buy this? What's usually $3, we're going to sell it for $9.
They racked up.
What are you talking about? And so people was like, well, wouldn't that be kind of like messed up to... No, when people are desperate, they will pay.
Supply and demand.
People are desperate, they will pay.
Yep.
Triple the price.
That's why you have to understand what problem you solve for people. If you know that you solve a problem, then you're not going to flinch on charging what you charge. I charge $165 for makeup. And people are like, what? Such and such do it for $100. Okay, go to such and such. Such and such.
You know people that pay $200 for makeup.
People pay $200 for makeup, and that's coming next. FYI, if y'all, because I'm about to. But
bridal makeup, that's $250.
Bridal fees are totally different. Trust, bridal fees are totally different.
I think bridal makeup in the past was like $100.
It was like $150.
$150, something like that. Yeah.
If y'all got married in 2015,
and you have to do a consultation.
You have to do a consultation.
Yep.
Yeah, my bridal fees are nowhere near the normal.
Hey man, I'm
brides are
you get married? Oh, okay.
Yeah, brides are a different type of beast. But I price based off of value, not based off of what everybody else is charging. I gotta come to you. That's wear and tear on my car, and I have to service you. That's wear and tear on my body. Y'all know I go to a chiropractor.
Listen.
Because I'm bent over all the time. So now you have to pay for my chiropractor services, okay?
Listen. My sister's a chiropractor. That's why she's over there nodding.
Amen!
Nodding her head. But no, like, for real though, like, I don't think people understand, like, when you solve a problem, people gonna pay.
They're gonna pay.
People are going to
pay.
And
those that don't pay, they don't see your value. And those are not your people. And that is okay.
I be telling my friends, like, don't ever skimp out on your prices.
You can't.
Don't do
you
that.
cannot pocket check somebody else.
No,
you don't know what they got.
No.
Don't base your prices off of what you think they can afford.
No, they can afford it. Well, at this time, I cannot afford this. It's really, and that, I mean, I've told people like, I can afford that right now,
and that's fine,
and that is okay. Maybe one day I will.
Yeah, my feelings not gonna be hurt.
No,
I understand.
It's okay,
and I'm also not gonna come back and be like, okay, I do. No.
I'm also a consumer. That's what I kind of look at it as. Like, I'm also a consumer.
Business owners are consumers as well. So just think about the way that you buy, and you be that type of business that you want to buy from.
Yo, if people would understand that concept, we would not make things so personal all the time. We would not make things so personal. Like, I was like, yeah, I mean, people could. I remember. So it's so funny. COVID, that was the best year for SRC Kitchen.
It was the best year for my makeup business. Took off.
Where were people going?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
We couldn't go nowhere. Where were they going?
They was taking pictures. They were doing photo shoots. They were having in-home date nights. They were all of my clients live in the suburbs, and so it was like these moms that were also business owners that needed to do photos. They had time now to do all the stuff that they didn't have when the world was moving very quickly. Now they got time to settle and do stuff. I need my makeup done, girl. I was booked 3 times a day during COVID. I was running all day during COVID. I'm like, this is crazy.
That's so interesting because, you would think that in COVID, the essentials is food and water.
Right now.
So that for me, I was just like.
Not these rich ladies in Pearland and Rocher. And it was like, girl, I'm going to go on a date with my husband.
Stay at homes.
They was hiring chefs to come cook for them, and they wanted their makeup done because they was also doing a photo shoot while they had anniversary dinners, birthday dinners, all that. Oh, we having a party at home. I want my makeup done. Yeah.
That was literally my best year was 2020. Mm-hmm. My best year. And I was like, because even my husband was like, I mean, people in the house, they hungry. Like there's nothing else to do but eat. And I'm like, that's interesting. Like I don't think I realized how much of a problem, like a solution I was giving. Like I literally was solving problems and I was like, oh, wow. And people were like, well, and then people said they were gaining a lot of weight during COVID as well. So now you got your meal preps going on. Then like, I believe like a few of the athletes, like I think I had one athlete that was like, they couldn't play. They couldn't go to the arenas, they couldn't go for practice. And so they had to like do practice, like I think in like closed areas. I can't remember, but like, he was like, I got to stay fit. Yeah. Meal preps now. I'm like, okay, I got to go to his house and I got to cook and make sure he's eating right and things like that. Because there's still an expectation that they are healthy when they do open the doors for practice. Yep. So I'm just like, wow, this is okay. I didn't realize all these things. So I'm literally taking notes throughout COVID. Like now that I even think about it, I could have probably made more money. I probably could have made more money. It's just the fact that like in the moment, you're not realizing you're solving a problem. You're not realizing. That's why I tell people all the time, anybody can coach. Yeah. You just solve the problem.
Solve the problem. The best types of content to post are contents that answer someone's question. So before they ask, if you could think of all the questions your ideal client may have, make a video answering that question. You could do a video a day answering a question, and that's your 100 pieces of content just to have educational pieces that live online.
I tell people all the time, do like batch content creation. Yeah. Just batch. Like even if like, I use a week that I just like create content and like I just save it in the archive. Like my person that manages my social media, like she's literally posting stuff that I made like 2 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago.
She's just going through.
She's just going through it, and I'm just like, oh yeah, we can post that. Go ahead, change the caption, whatever. Like batch content creation will do that. You didn't even realize you had stuff in the archive because you're so focused on creating new content. Like, no, what is this like? If you really knew. If you know your client, you would answer those questions before they ask them. But yeah, that's interesting. I always tell people like you can always just put a camera in front of your face. Yep. And answer that question before they ask.
Listen, y'all, stop trying to think you need a full production team to make content. This Instagram, people just want what's real and they want you to solve their problem. Turn the camera on and say what you got to say.
Yes, and tell them that it's free game.
Listen, I don't have no storage left on my phone, so I just go live all the time on my Trendy Sales Guru page because I don't have time to dump my phone. So I'm just going to post the content. We're going to go live. I'm going to create a cute little Canva thing. That's going to be the cover thing. And that's it. Like, keep it pushing.
It's real. You don't need a green screen.
Don't need to do all that.
You don't need to go get you don't need to go. I mean, unless you have all those things. Unless you have it. That's fine. Use it. Yeah. But like, I mean, you don't really need all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
do what you
Like,
do. What you do. With
I
what you
realize
got.
that all the time. Like, I look back at my stuff back in 2013.
Yeah,
when I was making food, and I was like, this is the most terrible quality of videos.
girl.
And I was posting it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just so happy about it. But guess what? Like that, I mean, social media wasn't as prominent as it was like then, like it is now. Like, but I was just posting.
Yeah, you just have to start.
You just have to start. You just have to start. You know,
you learn along the way.
You literally learn along the way, and I think you're still going to be learning even when you learn. When you know, like if y'all think that Tyler Perry,
nobody
Winfrey,
knows everything
people,
that they can know.
They have mentors. They had somebody
coaches.
that showed them the way. They had coaches. Somebody showed them something.
Yep.
Like nobody sat down and was like, "Oh, I'm going to build Harpo Studios from scratch." No, like there was somebody that told her something, and she was like, "Okay, I feel like taking notes." You know, like there's a lot of your favorite influencers, these people that are like iconic people that literally are people of tomorrow, all had people that they learned from.
Absolutely.
And that's literally okay. But people are so like, oh, I just don't want to ask. Well, you don't want to make no money.
Right.
You don't want to make no money. Like, and what they say, scared money don't make no money.
Hey, listen.
Girl, I don't know. I guess for me, I'm thinking about the life that I want to live, and it's going to require me to start asking people because a lot of the stuff is stuff that I've never done before.
Yep. In order to get the things that you want, you have to become a different version of yourself. And every new goal that you hit, you become a new person. You got to be okay with changing. It's okay.
That's why I tell people, you have any information, okay, sit down, put the camera in front of your face and give that free game. Give it free game. And technically, I don't know how you feel about this. I think that sometimes, I think free game is not free.
No.
It's just technically information that a lot of people know. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
And so I get to capitalize off your ignorance. So like people like have this thing where they're like, well, I don't want to give that game away for free. You need to give information that you're okay with people generally knowing.
Yeah.
And first of all, who told you that it's not good game? Because one, a lot of the stuff that we're saying cannot be Googled.
No.
It cannot be Googled.
It's learn through experience.
You have to go through experience first. But yeah, like I tell people all the time, like you give free game, whatever that free is to you. But I think that free game actually reels people in. Oh, I'm curious now.
100%. Like everything that you say is a seed. And whether or not that person that heard it is going to buy from you, somebody will hear it and eventually buy from you. That's how you attract people. They got to know what's in your brain.
Like, maximize your time to like upsell your product.
Yeah, you could do anything. I used to put free makeup content online all the time, and it still lives there. Does that mean people not going to pay me for makeup classes? They still do. Can they go to YouTube to watch my video? They absolutely can.
Absolutely
and can they do it for free? Yeah.
Yep.
But sometimes somebody needs one-on-one attention, and a video can't solve that.
It's two different concepts. Yes. Because like literally learning makeup on YouTube and actually going to a makeup like class, oh my goodness, it's like so much more in depth.
Yeah,
so much more. They
go down to show you how to use the tool, how to hold the tool.
Beauty blenders. I'm like, oh, I thought you just dabbed. Yeah, like no, it's there's a technique to everything. So it's just like I tell people all the time, just post it. You never know. Oh, I only got 10 views on there. Somebody out of that 10.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody out of that 10.
Stop worrying about the views, y'all.
Oh my
when
God.
I was in corporate America, we used to have to call, email, do drops, send letters. Like any way that you could touch somebody, you want to touch them. You got to make yourself like omnipresent.
Cold and warm calls.
Yeah, you got to make yourself omnipresent, right? So if you on social media and you're like, oh, this only got 10 views. Okay, post something else. Hit them another way. Post it on Facebook. Post it on TikTok.
You are literally trying, like, you have to give people options.
Yeah.
Give people things. And even yourself, you got to figure out what you actually want to do. And of course, some things that get 10 views because you're just now starting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anybody that, like you said, you left corporate America, I was supposed to make all this money. I don't know anybody that's going to do that immediately.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't know anyone that's going to, at least I don't know anyone personally.
They be saying that. They be lying, y'all.
Oh my gosh. I left my job and I made...
No, you didn't. It took you 2 years.
No, you didn't. Because...
2 years, you lost 2 houses and 5 cars.
Building stuff from scratch costs money.
Yeah, it costs money.
Please stop.
You lose and then you gain.
We're not finna do that. Like, I don't know. I feel like you know, a lot of times too with free game, I feel like people don't even realize that the information that they have is valuable.
Yeah.
Because they didn't post it.
Not even because they didn't post it. You know, I thought that everybody knew how to sell.
How?
I don't know. I didn't know that the things that I knew were things that other people didn't know. So I would never, I didn't see value in me teaching people how to do sales. I'm like, that's just like an innate thing. I didn't know that.
I don't like sales.
And I didn't know that. I didn't like sales either, but I knew like the concept of how to do it, right? But everybody doesn't get the concept. So there's always value in what you have to offer. I even went so far as to say, well, why would a corporation hire me to teach them how to sell? Wouldn't they already know how to do that because they became a corporation? But no. There was an insurance agency that called me to help them put a strategy in place for their outreach, like to learn how to nurture and do all those things. I'm like, how are y'all doing it before? They were manually doing all this stuff, manually. And because it sustained them to this point, it worked, but now they realized it's not going to work forever. But if you discount yourself saying like, oh, why would that person need me? They've been doing it. Yeah, they've been doing it this long, doing it this way, but you know a better way.
Some people are stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
Like if it's not broken, we're not going to fix it.
Yes, but there will come to a point where they need to fix it and they need you to fix it.
Absolutely.
So don't discount yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that also is that like, there's a lot of large corporations that are manual. Like working as a business analyst in the past and a project manager, I'm like, y'all use what to do what? And this is how y'all been and it's worked this far. And it's like mind blowing to me though, because for them, they're like, yeah, it's great. No, it's not. It's not efficient.
Girl, so I worked at a logistics company right before I left corporate America. I hated it. It was great because they let me do what I want to do, but I just didn't like logistics. So in that company, our sales process was so manual, and we had a whole marketing team that we had very close relationships with. And to me, I'm like, as a marketing team, what y'all should be doing is creating our email sequences for us and allowing us to just go in and change it. What they were doing was focusing on their efforts on like building brand awareness. No, y'all need a separate team to build brand awareness, like out in these streets, ads, radio presence, all that. But we're in the field. We're the ones that build the brand awareness. Give us tools and resources to do it more effectively. We don't have time to come up with email sequences because we're trying to close business. That's what y'all should be doing. But they didn't know that. But I know that from being in the field that's what we needed. So I can now go to other corporations, because this is a large corporation. I can now go to other corporations and teach them how to make their sales and marketing team work in congruency so that they can make more money faster. Like, don't discount the knowledge that you have through the experiences that you've learned.
But I know that, that's even, I'm sure that's a different conversation or whatever. That's probably a whole different process telling corporate people what to do with 100%. Their own company, because the bells and whistles are already there according to them when it's really not, you know, but that's why I tell people all the time, like, you would be surprised. It doesn't matter how large the company is. It doesn't matter how large this is or how small. A lot of people don't have all the tools.
Nope. No, or they have all the tools, they're just not using them properly.
Yep. So it looks like they can't provide anything for you.
Yep. They got all the tools, but they are not using them to their advantage.
Oh my goodness. Y'all have all these W-2 employees.
Like, and ain't using them effectively.
And they're not using them
y'all
effectively.
Are wild. Yeah, but you got to realize that people in positions in corporate America, they are all people. These are not machines. These are people making decisions. So just like you and our business owners making these decisions like, oh yeah, look at this new shiny new tool that's going to do this thing. I'm going to buy it and never use it. Corporations doing the same
That's so crazy.
Things.
And they have a bigger budget.
So they don't feel the hit of paying for something constantly and realizing, oh, we're not actually using this right.
Oh my gosh. That is actually very hilarious to me. Like, that's so funny you're saying that, because I worked for one company, couldn't stand it. It was an engineering company. And I believe it was my first corporate company that I ever worked for out of college. And they were using Microsoft Access.
I don't even know what that is. What is Microsoft Access?
So pretty much you're building queries in it. That's the most that I knew. I think I was building like RFQs and RFPs inside of it. And it was literally, and it was me typing them in manually. Like, Do you know how many RFQs came in?
And you were doing it manually?
Girl. And they were like, every morning they would just set them on my desk. All right, get these done. Like, yeah. But that's a lot of people's thought process is like, as long as it gets done, and they're willing to stay after hours in the office. When I got some more sense, being fresh out of college, 22 years old, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just do the work. But when you hit 20, when I hit like 26, 27, 28, I'm like, I'm not staying after 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't even get overtime here.
Oh, that's real crazy.
No, I'm not doing that. But like that, the way that corporate America is fixed sometimes, at least certain businesses, I won't say all of the corporations, is like manual work. Manual labor is the best way to get something done. And I'm like, no, because now you have people that staying after work and you wonder why people are looking for other jobs.
Yeah.
Because one, you're not paying them overtime. That's not like, it doesn't even make sense to me. Like they're overworked and they're underpaid. So like, it's just wild to me that you even said that. Like that happens all the time with larger corporations, and they have big budgets. They have the money to get newer tools, newer softwares, but they just won't do it. But that's the same thing with entrepreneurs. It's the same thing. We can build a team. Yep. We can go get help, but we don't want to because we want to have a hand in every department.
And you can't have a hand in everything.
You can't do that. Like even the CEOs of these large companies, when do you see them in the office?
Exactly.
I don't think I've ever met a CEO of any large company I've worked for inside of the office. They literally can't do that.
Yeah, they don't have time.
They're doing chief executive things.
Making more money.
Outside of the corporation. Like, what are you even talking about? But I wanted to talk about this last thing. So when it comes to even like, I'm going back to coaching. When do you think is a good time to be coached?
It's always a good time to be coached. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's always a good time to be coached. And even if you don't know what arena you need coaching in, a great coach will pull anything out of you. So my first coach was niche. She was very specific for makeup artists. Okay. But that lady pulled out past traumas that I had as a child that created thought processes and thought errors in my brain. I went to learn how to make more money as a makeup artist, and I learned why I thought the way I thought and why my business wasn't growing, right? So a good coach is going to pull out all the things that you need to learn about yourself to grow your business. And guess what? Coaching is not just for businesses. Okay, you life coaching is a thing, and it don't mean you crazy. It don't mean you don't know how to manage yourself. It just means that you care enough about yourself to want to be a better you.
100%. 100%. I think you are so right. You're spot on. I say this, like I tell clients all the time, or just people in general, friends, don't wait till the last minute to get coached.
Yeah, no.
Don't wait till the last minute, because what I find is that people want to get coached when the ship's already wrecked. Do it. Why don't you do it before a problem comes up? I mean, I think that, like you said, it's a great time to be coached anytime. It's a great time to get coached anytime. It's not just about businesses. It's a personal thing too. Some of us, like literally, just like when people go to therapy. People go to therapy all the time because they're like, you know what? I want to figure out what these emotions are. I want to figure out what these feelings are. Why do I have this trauma? Why can I not combat this? What was the problem that I had the year before that's still following? You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like those challenges that you have right now, it could be because you would definitely have challenges, but actually not have any like shipwrecking problems. Figure it out now.
Yeah.
Do it now. There's like no like perfect time. I think that coaches provide those tools. They provide all the necessary things that you need in order for you to be great. So go be great.
Yep.
Go be great. But I mean, I agree with you. I think that coaching there's no like best time or perfect time.
It's always a good
just
time.
Go do it. I want people that want to get coached to stop waiting for accidents to happen. Stop waiting for the accidents to happen. Because there's going to be some accidents that like I would say it's a longer process to fix.
Yeah.
Because there are some things, like I said, that happens in business that it's going to take you probably 3-4 years to get that cleaned up. It's not just going to be a 30-day fix.
Yep.
And so, it's kind of like, what, Chris, what do you usually say? You say, don't pay for your health now.
Invest in your health now so you don't have to pay for your sickness later.
Ooh. And that's real talk.
That's with everything though.
That's with anything. And that's with business owners. That's with those that just want to be, I don't know, great moms, great dads. That's just people, everyday life, you know. Don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah.
Don't wait till the last minute. So I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
This conversation was so necessary. This was so good. I think that there's a lot of gems in here. First of all, where can they find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at Trendy Sales Guru. You can also find me on my makeup page at brushwork.by.suziebougie. That's SUZIEBOUGIE. You can find me on the interwebs at www.trendysalesguru.com. And my makeup page is www.brushworkmua.com.
So what we're not going to do is be talking about sales and coaching and everything like that, and we don't put my sis on. Like, that's what we're not going to do. So I'm so glad that you did that. And you did that so glad that you let me. It was just so pristine.
Thank you.
It was so pristine. It was so clean.
Thank you.
But anywho, all right, guys. This is the end of the episode, and that's all y'all going to get today. Peace.